Hi everyone, this is the video recording for the homework B, the application problems on systems of inequalities. I am going to demonstrate how you should be solving this problem. So this homework, it is 3 pages long. The first problem I am going to demonstrate, so you're going to follow with me as I do so. The second problem is the plan problem. Third problem is the shopping for school problem. Okay, so you have 3 different problems and I am going to do the first one. So if you have a access to a printer at home, yes, you should certainly print this out because it will be easier for you to work on. But if you don't, that's no problem at all. You can just work on your notebook because it has the graph paper in itself. You just need to clearly label, okay, problem this one, A, I do not need to see because I am demonstrating it for you, but you should be taking notes on your notebook so that you know how to do this. And so you should be taking notes on this. And then problem B, you're doing yourself. Just label number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 as well as the graph. I just need to see the answers. Okay, you don't even have to rewrite all the questions, but the answers needs to be complete. So you're doing that for the problem B and problem C. Okay, so let's get started. What is this problem about? This first problem is about Jenny making some hats and scarves. So let's read this. Jenny enjoys crocheting. Crocheting is like knitting. So she has decided to make and sell crocheted hats and crocheted scarves to make money for a trip she would like to take this coming summer. So she's hoping to take some trips this summer and she's trying to make some money. So here it says she's going to sell her scarves for $5 each and her hats for $10 each. So let's highlight this. She's going to sell her scarves for $5 and she's going to sell her hats for $10. Okay? But Jenny needs to make at least $200. So the trip costs $200. So that means she needs to make at least $200. That means she can make $250, $300. But if she only makes $100, that's not going to be enough. Okay. So let's understand the problem first and let's get on to solving it. So when you do a word problem, the first thing you need to be doing is identify the variables. What is the thing that we do not know that we need to know? Well, do we know the cost of the scarves? Yeah. Do we know the price for the hats? Yeah. Okay, so we know that, but it's something about the scarves. What is it that is variable? Something that can change. Well, the number that can change is how many she sells of the scarves. So I am going to call X the number of scarves she sells. Number of scarves sold. Okay. Then what is my Y? What's the other variable? The other thing that could change in number? It's also the number of hats sold. And we know that the hats are $10 each. And I'm just going to write that on top. And we know that scarves are $5 each. Okay, I'm just going to write it because that's part of the information we already know. Now we have to write the inequality to represent how much money Jenny makes from selling her crochet products. Okay, let's think about this. How much she makes. How much does she make by selling the scarves? Well, it depends on how many she sells, right? Each is priced at $5. So how many does she sell? Well, how many she sells is the variable X. So how much does she make from selling scarves will be $5 because each one will cost $5 multiplied by X. X is my number of scarves sold. And then to that, we also need to add however many hats Jenny sold as well. And that number is Y. And we know that each of the hat costs $10. So it's going to be 10Y. This is the the profit she gets from selling the heads. So selling the heads, this is selling heads. Okay, and this is from selling scarves. Okay, so that's going to give us the total money that she earns or she makes. So, and we want, what does it say? We want to make, she wants to make at least $200. That means we want this expression to be $200, and there's some inequality that goes in here. Now, if she sells $100 worth of goods, is that enough? No. What about if she sells 200? Yeah, equals would be fine. If she sells $200, that will be fine. Okay. What if she sells $250? Yeah, that would be great too, because that means she'll have $50 extra for spending money. That's awesome. So that means we want this expression to be more or same as the 200. That means we want the inequality to be not just equal to, but greater than or equal to. So I'm going to change that to greater than or equal to. And now we are asked to graph this inequality on the coordinate plane. So to do that, we need to first label our x's. X is going to be number of scarves sold. And my y is the number of heads sold. Okay, all right, so if we just use this graph as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's not going to be able to graph our inequality. So we need to label this, scale it in such way. So I'm going to scale it in 5. So this is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40. So each of this square is worth 5. And likewise for the y-axis, it's going to be 5. So this is going to be my 10, 20, 30, and 40. Oops, you can't see this. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, so that's what I've done. Now we have to graph this. So we've learned a quick trick, the cover-up method. This is in standard form. So let's look at where our x and y intercept is. To find the x-intercept, I'm going to cover up the y because y is going to become 0 anyway. Okay, so 5x is 200. Oh, it's just one-step equation. 5x is 200, so I can just divide both sides by 5. 200 divided by 5 is 40. That means x is 40. X is 40. Where is my 40? X is going to be my 40 right here. And let's find the y-intercept. To find that, I'm going to cover up the x. 10y is 200. So I'm dividing both sides by 10. 200 divided by 10 is 20. Okay. All right, so now I found my x and y intercepts, so I can just draw a line, and because it's greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line. Okay, a solid line. Now we have to figure out, am I going to be shading above or below? To think about that, you see, this equation is going to come to the other, this expression, the x variable is going to come to the other side. So that's not going to be a problem at all. So, but you just need to be considering the y. How is y related to the inequality? So if this number is positive, then you are dividing both sides by that number. So then you're going to end up with an expression that looks like y is greater than or equal to some expression. Okay, if this number 10 was negative, remember you have to, because you're dividing by negative number, you need to flip the inequality. But because this is positive, you leave the inequality as it is, and it says y is greater than or equal to some expression. That means we want the y to get bigger, so it's going to be shading above. Here we go. Okay. All right, so now we're done. All right, so then we have number 2. Jenny is confident that she will sell at least 10 heads. They are really cute and she's pretty quick at making them. Write an inequality to model this situation. So number heads, she thinks she's going to sell at least 10 hats. That means, what do we know? What is the number of hats sold? That's the Y. She thinks she will sell at least 10. That means she might sell 10, or she might sell 20, she might sell 15, or something like that. That means we want Y. Y has to be greater than or equal to 10 because it says at least 10 hats. Okay, she's going to sell at least 10 hats. So then graph the inequality on the corner plane. To do that, let's find my Y. This is Y. That means you go to the Y-axis and find your Y is equal to 10. Y is equal to 10 is right here. And from here, you're drawing a perpendicular line to that point. You can't draw a vertical line because that's going to be Y-axis. Okay? It's going to be the perpendicular line. So that's going to be looking like this. And it's going to be a solid line. And Y is greater than or equal to 10. That means we want the Y to be bigger than 10. So the Y can be like 20, 30, or 40, or anything like that. So we're shading above. So we're shading above here. Okay. Then, so which is the overlapping area? It's this area right here. Okay. The overlapping area is this area right here. Okay, that is bounded by this slanted line and this horizontal line. Okay, so that's my solution area. Okay, what does that mean? We are going to do some interpretation of this. So if Jenny sells 12 hats and 10 scarves, the hats, number of hats, we said was the X variable. Okay, so X, that's going to be 12. Or you can look from here, the number of hats sold. Number of hats sold. Oh, that's the Y variable, isn't it? I'm sorry. Is 12. Okay, so that's my Y coordinate. Okay, so this is 12 is number of hats. And number of scarves, that's my X coordinate, that's 10. Number of scarves. Okay, so that's my coordinate. So X and Y. So we're looking for 10, 12. 10, 12 is going to be right here. 10, 12 is going to be right here. Now, is this a solution area? So that's my 10, 12. Is that in my solution area? No, it's not in the highlighted area. So 10, 12 is not in my solution area. Okay, that means this is not enough money. So if she sells 12 hats and 10 scarves, she's not going to make enough money. So that's not going to do. Okay, now 4. How many crocheted hats and crochet scarves could she sell to make enough money for her trip? Well, basically, if you choose any X and Y combination here, that's going to satisfy the inequality. Okay, so that means I just want you to give me, oh, I don't know, 3 combination. That means let's just pick some combination here. Let's call this one. Okay, so if she sells 30 scarves, that's X, 30 scarves. So that's scarves. And 35 hats. That would work. Okay, let's pick another point. This one will be 10 scarves and 30 hats. That would work. Okay, and let's just do another one. Okay, so what if she, even the points on the line would work. Okay, that would mean this, if she sells 30 scarves and comma, this is 10 hats, this will work too. Okay, so these are the, just example of any points, any combination, X, Y combination that would work and send her to the trip. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you'll be able to do the problem B and problem C and just and then submit that. Okay, thank you for watching.